how much money do I need for retirement? So we're going to find out right now. And what we are going to do is we're going to do an exercise. And in this, doing this exercise, we're going to um, figure out what that number is going to be. And so that way we can start working from there. So what we are going to do is we're going to use our budgeting sheet. And if you don't have a budgeting sheet, maybe this is the good time to start using a budgeting sheet so that way you can understand better what your expenses are for the month. But let's say that you're using a budgeting sheet already. You're already tracking all your bills, all your expenses for the month. All right, so we're gonna use that budgeting sheet. And we are also gonna pretend that we have a house. If you don't have a house and if you're renting an apartment, we're going to pretend that we have a house, right? And if you have a house, then you already know what your monthly expense is for the house. If you are renting an apartment, then find out what the average monthly rent is for a average 3-bedroom house. And so that way you have an idea of what that number is, the average. So now that we know that number, let's say you have a house, you make monthly payments, you know that number. What we are going to do is we're going to use only a third of that number. Why are we doing this? Because if we're pretending that we are retiring today, chances are that the house is already paid off, right? So if the house is already paid off, that means that the only things that we're paying for, for now, is just taxes, insurance, and some repairs. So 1/3 of your payment for your mortgage will basically cover that. So that's why we're going to use 1/3 of that number. That's what we're going to continue paying after retirement. We're still going to continue paying that money because the house, even after you pay it off, you have to continue making payments on insurance and taxes, and of course the repairs. So we're going to pretend that. All right. So now that we have that information, we're going to use the budgeting sheet. We're going to look for other debts that we have, like car loan debt, and we're going to remove that car loan debt from the budgeting sheet. We are going to pretend that we already paid that car off, that we don't have any more car payments, right? We're going to look for student loans. We're going to pretend that that student loan is not there anymore because you paid it off a long time ago. Credit cards, we've been working smart, and whatever credit card debt we had, we already paid it off, so we don't have those debts. So basically all those little debts that we have accumulated, we're going to pretend we don't have them. And now your budgeting sheet is smaller with basically just the basic stuff for survival are gonna be there, right? So now your expenses are not as big in this pretending situation. Your monthly expense is not that big. So now that we have now that we have that monthly expense, now that we know how much we are spending every month with car paid off, credit cards paid off, and the house paid off, we are going to use that number. And so why this way of doing it? Because right now you have a lifestyle, and everybody's lifestyle is different. So that's the best way to find out how much money you're going to need, because you already have a lifestyle. And depending on where you live and the kind of lifestyle that you have, that's how big of a budget you need for a month, or small of a budget that you need for a month. I don't know your situation, so that's why you have to do it that way. And once you have that monthly expense, then you can multiply that by 12, so that way you can have your yearly expense. And then that yearly expense, you're going to multiply it by 25, and that will give you the number that you will need for retirement. Having that number, that will help you to start taking actions right now to work towards hitting that goal, to make sure that in the years that remain to that point when you are going to retire, that you have hit that goal, that number, and so that way you are sure that you can still continue the same lifestyle that you have right now, and not being worried that you are not working anymore, that there's no more income, because that's the point of doing this exercise. We don't want to get there to the point of retirement and we never calculated how much money we were going to need, and then find out that the money that we actually have at that point is not enough to sustain the lifestyle that we will have at that point. And I'm assuming the lifestyle that you have right now, that will be at least the base lifestyle that you would want to have in the future. So for that purpose is that we have to think that way. So I hope that this is helping you, and you can start working on that and start working towards retirement. Right now is the time, right now is the best time to start this journey and to make sure that we are working to secure our peace of mind, knowing that when the time comes that we are not longer able to work, that we don't want to work, that we just want to rest and enjoy life, that we will have enough money to sustain that lifestyle. So that's the point. So let's do it, and yeah, keep bettering your life.